Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you're all super well. I'm sure for those of you who are in this football community have seen the videos about Train Effective and Become Elite. I've been watching both of these guys for ages. You have Become Elite, or Matt Sheldon, who basically stole my first name and just chucked it on the end of his name. And then you have Nick Humphries, Train Effective, who's from Australia. So yeah, I'd say I'm pretty close to both of them. I want to start off by saying I have massive amounts of respect for both Nick and Matt and anyone else that puts content on YouTube, especially in this environment of becoming a professional footballer. It's a tough world, it can be a cruel world, and you know, we go for trials, I go for trials, you guys go for trials, and sometimes you don't make it. That's just fact. Sometimes you're not going to make it, and you go home, you tell your parents, and they comfort you. They tell you that everything's going to be okay, and they push you a little bit and give you a bit of a motivation boost. But on the other hand, what we're trying to do is put our lives on the internet, and we're open to any criticism. Sometimes there are some amazing people on the internet saying, you know, just push, keep pushing, you got this. And then sometimes you get some people who are saying you're never going to make it, and sometimes it can be a tough thing to take. That's why I have massive respect for these guys. So I saw Matt's video about Nick, and it was something that I believe has been on everyone's mind. If you look through the comments, everyone's kind of seeing this negative attitude form after the 100-day challenge was completed. And I'm not saying Nick's a negative person. You can see from all of his content that he's actually quite a positive guy. He puts out a ton of motivational content, and I've actually followed that since, maybe not day one, but I've been following it for a fair while. And while I was on the comments of his most recent video that he deleted, a person actually said that his son, who's 12 years old, had seen this negative attitude come. And that's an amazing thing. So credit to that 12-year-old to see that and actually analyze someone's character change. I'm definitely not saying that Nick's a negative person. I used to be very negative back in the day. Wow, that was bad. I was dropped, I put on the bench, whatever it was, I dropped from a team. And I just sat there and made excuses for it. I never blamed myself, and that's the biggest thing. If you can start by being honest with yourself and maybe saying, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I need to work on this, this, and this, that's when you're going to succeed. And I'll never forget the time I was with my mentor, who I played football tennis with when I was training with him in Australia. And for example, I'd miss a shot and I'd say, the sun's in my eyes or something. I'd just come up with an excuse, and I don't know why I even said it, but then he started calling me a tradesman. I went, what do you mean? Why are you calling me a tradesman? I don't want anyone to take offense to this. It's just a little story that he came up with. So when you have a tradesman such as an electrician or a plumber, they usually come in with their tools and try to fix whatever it is that's broken. And if they can't fix it, sometimes, not all the time, they may blame their tools for the reason that they can't fix the problem. And he kind of implemented that into football as well. So I might have blamed my tools being my boots or the sun or tears in my eye, whatever it was. I was finding something to blame, and so he started calling me a tradesman. I didn't like that. I didn't want to be called a tradesman. I wanted to be called a footballer. So ever since then, I tried to banish all excuses. Sometimes at trainings or games, I'll be standing there, and for the people that I'm close with and I want to help, and I see them make an excuse, I say, Matt, what are you doing? Why are you blaming your left foot? Your left foot isn't good enough. You need to work on it. And that's just being honest with him. And if he's honest with himself or herself, whoever it may be in your situation, then they're going to improve as well. I don't think Matt's taking any shots at Nick. In fact, I think he's almost trying to be a mentor to him on this video and say, look, this is what we're seeing. We're trying to help you. And that's what I'm trying to say as well. Like, Nick, you need to find the benefits in these situations that are falling down. And the Effective FC is an awesome idea. I love that. I always wanted the idea and had the idea of maybe starting my own team and working my way up to the EPL. I think that would just be so sick. So best of luck with that. Matt also said in his video that it's extremely difficult to go pro, which is fact. You saw in his video, he said he's trialled at teams in Germany. He's trialled for Vancouver Whitecaps, been dropped. It's a tough process to go through. But at the end of the day, there are so many professional teams and so many coaches out there that there are almost unlimited opportunities. And for example, if I go trial for a team down the road, that's only one coach who has an opinion on me. I still always look at the times where I trialed for teams, I wasn't getting picked, and then I get picked for one team and I go, okay, well that coach saw something in me, but this one didn't. And that's just the same all over the world. There are just endless opportunities. I should also be talking about the stuff that Nick and Matt both spoke about the corruption and there being gatekeepers in football. And look, it may be reality, but the fact is that if you're good enough, you look at someone like Mbappe, really good example, but he's definitely an outlier. He's 18 years old. He would have been rejected from teams when he was younger, I'm 100% sure, but he pushed through that and he made sure that they looked at him and said, we need this player, we can't play without him. And that's what it comes down to. If you're good enough, if you put yourself out there as a... Pardon? I don't know what Ed's doing, but if you put yourself out there as a gold brick, nobody is going to look past you. You have to make sure that if you want to be a professional footballer, you have to be that player that scouts, coaches, teams look at and say, we need that player. You have to put yourself as a gold brick. So I got the idea of my 365-day challenge from Nick, who had the 100-day challenge. Now, the reason I put it to a whole year, 365 days, is because it's a lot less pressure. And at the end of the day, that 365 days is just a number. I speak with my mentor a lot, and he said, look, it's a good idea, but what's going to happen when that 365 days ends? And I said, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. And we always speak about how it's how long can you live, survive, stay in a house, eat food, eat well, train, and play at the highest possible level that you can. Whether that's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, until you make it to that professional level where you're earning a living from playing football. So what do I really want from this video? Well, I want to share some knowledge with you guys. There's a process that I have whenever something negative pops up in my world. It could be with football, it could be with friends, it could be with my dad. I find the benefits in that situation, and that can be extremely hard. I think the most common case in our community would be being dropped from a team, and sometimes it can be really tough to get over, so you're just dwelling on it, you're not thinking you're good enough. But if you can find the benefits of not making that team, then you're going to overcome that barrier that's stopping you from progressing a lot quicker. So an example for not making a team, let's think of a benefit. It could be a number of things. Maybe something so simple like the weather in that place of the country or that part of the world wasn't good. Maybe you had to pay train tickets every day to get there. Maybe the coach was playing you out of position. All these sort of little things change your perception on the whole situation, and it turns that negative into a positive, and you see the benefits in it, and you just progress in life. For the people who watch me on here a lot, you'll know that I wasn't really a team player. I kind of focused on myself more than I did the team. This probably would have been about 2 years ago, and then I wrote a list of 1,000 benefits of how the team helps me. 1,000. You guys try and do that. Tell me how long it takes, because that was a long process, but I learned, I'm so part of the team. I'm so involved in the team now. Like, I'm always trying to avoid conflict within my team. I'm trying to bring positive energy, bring good vibes so that we can succeed as a unit, because if you're trying to perform by yourself in a team sport, it's not going to work. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Matt, I want my first name back, please, so if you could just send it through, that would be great. Nick, best of luck with Effective FC. We want to see the positive you back. We want to see the motivational you. That's what we like in this community. We want that, and that's what the viewers are asking for. So if you could bring that back, that would be amazing, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, join the journey, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
Listen.